Okay, what we're going to be making today is a nice rotisserie pot roast. I have right here a nice fresh pot roast. It's already tied up. Not too much fat. We don't want a very fatty pot roast for a rotisserie application because it's going to be spitting and dripping, and you don't want that. Now, in the rotisserie, I've got one of those nice tabletop electronic ones. Very nice. You're going to need garlic salt, mustard powder, pepper, and some regular salt. Okay, now what we're going to do with each one of these is we're going to take about a teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic salt, if I can get in the package. Now, if you want to be creative with your herbs and spices, it's entirely up to you. Because this is, ultimately what you're going to cook. This is really good with fresh garlic, if you have it. I actually ran out, which is why I'm using the powdered. A teaspoon of mustard powder. What I would do is you cut little slices and you just insert the little garlic cloves in. It makes a very, very nice flavor. Now, because I'm using garlic salt as opposed to powder, I'm just using a little bit of salt. Maybe half a teaspoon. Okay. Now you notice I have my glove on. Oh, I got knocked out of place. You'll notice I have my glove on. It's because we want to really get in there. We want to get all the different sides. We want to really rub that in. And really, who wants to be handling all that raw meat? One of the best things I can think that gets rid of the squickiness factor of handling all that raw meat is a pair of gloves. Usually pick them up at a pharmacy really cheaply. You want to get all that up. There we go. Okay. Now you're going to want to let this sit for a while. About an hour should be good. Just if you want to let it covered out in the kitchen, about an hour. But if you want to do it in the fridge, I'd do it for 2 or 3 hours, maybe even overnight. As long as it's covered and it's just, left. I'm going to put it in the fridge for a while. I'm going to put it in for 3 hours. So we'll be back. I'm going to skip ahead to that part. Okay, now that's been marinating in that dry spice rub for about 3 hours now. I had it in the fridge covered. What you're going to want to do from here is to get your skewer. This is the one that came with my particular device. Now, you don't want to do it like this, right? Or like this. You want to sort of get it like so that it's right through the main mass of the meat. You see how I have sort of a protrusion up here and this way? So I'm going to do it like this. That way it's pretty much even. Okay? You just stab that through there. That's the funnest part. And you got to get right to the fork. Okay? And then take this part and we put it on there and we screw it in tight. See? And there we have it. You see, you want to keep it even so that it doesn't clump. See, if it's not even, it'll get so far and it'll clump, like that. But you want it to do full rotations, okay? Now let's get it to the rotisserie. Okay, this is my rotisserie oven. It's Sunbeam. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the brand. The way it works is you take this and you put this in here on that. Now you want to make sure everything's all lined up correctly. Seems to be, yeah. Everything's plugged in. Now, this is a trick. I put tinfoil on the bottom because this is going to drip grease and droppings and all kinds of yucky stuff that you don't want to have to scrub off necessarily. I really wish that I could put some tinfoil along the back too, but can't do that. Okay, so the tinfoil on the bottom is just to prevent grease drippings from, you know, making too much of a mess. So now, the way you do this is, you put it in, and it's 20 minutes a pound. That's about, it's a kilogram roast, which is like 2.5 pounds, I think. No, 2.3, 2.2, something. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. Either which way, it's just a little bit more than 2 pounds. So that's about 40, 50 minutes. I like it nice, so I'm going to put it in for about 50, 55 minutes, maybe an hour. Okay, I'm going to check it, of course. You don't just leave meat and run away. You check it, you come back, you know, see if it's done to your likeness. Now, if you have an internal probe thermometer, now is the time to use it. They usually come with a chart or a little happy face thing on it telling you, you know, what meat is good at what temperature. Now, I have a dial over here on the side, and it doesn't actually have a temperature or gauge or anything like that. It just has, well, let me just move you a little bit so you can see. It just says time. See, we're going to put it up here too. There, I put that just on 60 minutes. Oh. Glare on the thing. As you can see, it's spinning nicely. We don't have to worry about it being uneven or anything. Oh, a little hesitation there. Nothing to worry about though. And there we go. We just let that go until it dings. Okay, we're going to fast forward to that and I'm going to get the vegetables ready. Okay, and here we have the finished roast. As you can see, it is still bubbling and a little bit of steam coming off it. Now, it only finished a minute ago, and just like any meat, you want to leave it sit for at least 10 minutes after you've cooked it. Now, everything in here will burn the hand off you, so you're going to need some really big tongs. Okay? Okay, let's get that into there. Get yourself a nice bowl. And be careful to not touch the metal. Okay, now once you get it in the bowl, like so, don't touch the metal, and you want to leave it sit, covered with a bit of tin foil for, at least 10 minutes. Some people say that you should leave beef sit for as long as it cooked, but I'm not one of those people. The reason we do that is because, okay, now, the roast has been sitting for about 10 minutes. You notice that since it's been hanging, since it was actually hanging on the bowl rim, it didn't actually lose a lot of moisture. Okay, so we want to just unscrew that part, drag that over there. Don't mind the clanging. These are really big and clumsy. And there we go. Now we got to put that in the dishwasher. And there we have it. We have our lovely rotisserie roast. That's the pretty side, I believe. Okay, now. Now we're going to cut it. Okay, first you want to find the strings. Because nobody likes to eat a string. I can't remember if there's one string or two. No, there was just one string. Okay, so we just take it and we cut it like this. Now we like our roast done at, you know, well done. If you like it a little rarer, that's entirely up to yourself. So you just continue cutting like that, and there you go. Beautiful, spiced rotisserie roast done in the rotisserie oven. And as usual, bon appetit.